As a person who has more than one computer, I have found one of the biggest pains in the ass is having enough peripherals to run all of these computers. I have, and I'm not even joking right now, in active use, my desktop, my laptop, and my test bench, all of which are fighting for desk space on my main setup. Now, I wanted to solve this problem. So to fix this problem, I actually had to do a little bit of research and find out how to do it. Believe it or not, if you look up a USB hub being shared between two computers, you're not actually going to get a lot of information. In fact, for years, the solution has existed, yet I wasn't able to find it because I didn't know what to look for. And this video is going to walk you through the process of me discovering what I was looking for, implementing it, and explaining how everything works, because this is actually very, very cool now that it's all working. And if you are a person with more than one computer, this setup is great for that. The biggest reason to share your peripherals between two computers is that if you spend a lot of money on peripherals, this will save you money in the long run. My keyboard, when it was new, was about $150 to $160. My mouse is another $50. It would cost me $400 to have an equal mouse and keyboard for two computers. So there needs to be a cheaper solution. The other reason that you would want to do this is desk space is limited. As you will see, I have maximized my desk space as much as possible. And yet, I still have issues with a keyboard and a mouse next to another keyboard and a mouse, and having my drawing tablet attached to my main computer as well. So, there are many reasons why you would want to mix these two environments together. And as you'll see later, we're also going to mix the HDMI signals as well, but that is more for being lazy and quick convenience than it is for anything else. So I guess we can probably move into what you'll need to actually make two computers run off of one set of peripherals. So to start off, you're going to need something called a KVM switch. Now, these have been around for a long time. In fact, if you look at some of the more expensive higher end models, you can tell that they were designed for analog input. And for the most part, you don't really have to spend that much money on them. So the KVM switch that I ended up picking up, I picked it up off of Amazon for about $35, $35.50. Now, to be completely honest, it appears that this model right here is actually the same as several other ones in the marketplace. I am going to link this one down below just so that you know which one I'm using and understand like how this works. The big feature that this one has that's important, because I mentioned we're powering a Razer set of peripherals, is it has the ability to accept external power. And this is big because if it doesn't accept external power, it's going to be powered exclusively by the two USB ports that everything is being split from. So essentially what a KVM switch is it's like a USB hub, except it outputs to two separate USB. And from there, you just press a button to switch between input 1 or input 2, much like how you do on your TV or even your computer monitors. So the way I found out about a KVM switch in the first place is, again, a weird story. I was watching another tech YouTuber, tech YouTube channel called Hardware Canucks. As you can imagine with a name like that, they are Canadian. So I was watching them and they offhandedly mentioned a KVM switch. And me, looking for a solution to a problem that I am having, went, yeah, let's do this. So my first step in redoing this entire setup so that no longer needs two keyboards was to order a KVM switch, get some monitor mounts so that we can clear up some space underneath, and then get the HDMI splitters. And so the following parts of this video are actually the process of unboxing and setting up those things. And then we'll come right on back here and I will talk about the experience so far. Right now, this is my desk. There's stuff behind. There's the lights that I use. Everything's kind of like forward, even though this desk is actually like really, really big. And so because of that, unfortunately, like a lot of my desk space is being used that could be used underneath. Like this soundbar, there's no reason if these didn't have such gigantic stands on them that that soundbar couldn't go underneath everything. Hui! That's a heavy box. So, what's in the heavy box? Well, if you can see there, it's a monitor mount. This is a cheap monitor mount, but it comes pretty well recommended. So, let's unbox it. Of parts. Some of these parts are actually really heavy. Alright, done. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but my God, the area behind my desk was disgusting. Look at that. Those are dust bunnies. We're gonna fix that. And I'll start with that. That is this. This is what's known as a KVM Switch. This will allow me to hook my laptop and my desktop to the same set of peripherals, which, yeah, I might have enough time to set it up and see how it works. Let's see what the box actually comes with. Shrink wrap, of course. Now, it seems that this model of KVM Switch actually has a few different people selling it. I noticed like a couple of them. They pretty much all have one telltale sign though, so we're going to talk about that. But so this is it. So actually, oh my God, it had this covering it and a satisfying peel. It's a lot of protection, we'll say. One button, one or two. It's glossy all over it though, so that's gonna suck a little bit, but it came with its cables, which these are the two connector cables for the back to the PC. A thank you card. And that actually went in the trash bag, because if that did that, was impressive. a user manual. Alright, so update time. I got my KVM Switch hooked up. Excuse the mess because I'm still getting everything together. Also setting up the PlayStation, all that stuff. And I have some more parts on order. I ordered some HDMI switches to get this whole thing set up. But right now, I can control my mouse on this. I can type on this with a press of a button. Now I'm controlling it. No, I'm still controlling it on here. Okay, and now I can move my mouse on one keyboard. On one, which I'm on. Looks like I'm on the laptop over here. Press the button, and then it should be on the desktop. Against town. Uh-oh, did I break it? I literally just had it working. Okay, now I've got it. I just had to do a restart because I plugged the mouse in and then unplugged it. So now it's working on this one. And then if I press this button, it should switch to this one, which it does. Now, we just need to wait for the HDMI switches to arrive, and then I can literally just boop, 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 and we are good. But it's a lot of stuff in here, holy cow. All right. Man, wait a second. Why did a 3M ISO label end up in there? Okay, so I actually like all of this like hipster packaging is actually fascinating. Totally coincidental. Might just be a trend, but these are oh, I like that already. These are my HDMI switches. And there is a peel on these, but that's not the part that I like. I mean, the peel, that is satisfying. All right, Tech-ol, this is pretty awesome feeling. This is like one of the nicest brushed aluminum. Now listen to this. Do you hear that satisfying click? That is your switch. Might as well not screw myself over. I got a couple more HDMI cables. So these are just to handle the outputs from the boxes to the computers. Because I should, hypothetically, if everything's already plugged in, have enough cables to go from the computers to the switches. Maybe. Point is, two of these, again, really good packaging, metal, surprisingly. I got a KVM switch. It's also working perfectly. I just have to find time to take everything apart to put it all on switches, so literally I can go button, 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 and switch my computers at will. That being said, it works right now. My whole, everything here is controlling my laptop. So I'm controlling my laptop, got all three of my screens with my laptop, and then with the press of this button, and this button, I am now going to resume control of my desktop. I did it. I did it, guys. It is 2 computers, 1 set of peripherals, and 1 set of monitors. I'm actually really excited about that because this has been something that I've wanted to do since I got into computers and had a laptop and a desktop separately. So, yeah, this setup is a bit tad overkill because right now we have the eGPU plugged into our laptop, but that is just to simplify the laptop process. And then we got our desktop, which is already awesome. So yeah, everything is awesome. Okay, and so after all of those segments of what kind of is like talkie camera stuff, pretty much what we're doing here, just without all the sexy lighting that is going on in this room right now. How is it performing? Well, there was an issue at one point with one of the HDMI switches blacking out randomly, but that problem no longer is present as I have my eGPU not plugged into that one. I have it plugged into the other one. And then also, since I recorded all that stuff of setting this up, I include my test bench in the HDMI switch for the second monitor so that I can actually switch to my test bench when necessary. That being said, I do still need a second set of peripherals for the test bench itself. That being said, that one I don't need anything fancy, and I have keyboards and mice laying around. I would be lying if I didn't say I already have a second Razer keyboard. I also have a travel bag with its own Razer keyboard and its own Death Alder Elite. Yeah. Point is, expensive peripherals. Now I can switch back and forth. We're merging back in here. Now I can switch between at least 3 of them using a KVM Switch. Now I do want to address something that's in the Amazon reviews for the one that I ended up getting. People said that they could hear an audible hum when it's plugged in and pulling too much power. Now, I can't say that mine's pulling too much power because I wouldn't know what this thing's full limit is, but I am using, as stated, Black Widow keyboard and Death Alder mouse, and then my Black Widow is actually daisy chained to the mouse pad. So I actually have a lot of LEDs being powered through this KVM switch. The biggest difference is I am actually powering it using a fairly proper power supply. The one I am using is actually one from a phone supercharger. It was the one from my old Motorola phone. That seems to be providing ample power and causing this thing to not have an issue. So if you are going to replicate what I did in this video, I would recommend doing a supercharger to charge the KVM switch, because that seems to be the difference between getting that humming and not. I'm assuming though, because I didn't have the issue to begin with, because again, this is what I had laying around to power it. So yeah, if you like this video, you can leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy my ADHD style of videos, subscribe, because I've got a lot coming. I've already cleared it with Gamer Guts, and we'll talk about it on one of my weekly shows. But an ADHD podcast is coming eventually. Point is though, this is how we do things on this channel. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video if you choose to stick around. But you don't have to, because it's a free country.